Well, well, well. Welcome to the Architects of Fate streaming extravaganza. That's right. You found the self-proclaimed original Twitch TTRPG stream that lets you shake up our world. Now pay attention because this is how it works. If you'd like to add some loops to this roller coaster ride of a show, you're gonna need fate chips. Now these magical loyalty points can be earned just by watching, following, hosting, subscribing, or just engaging with us in the chat. It's like free money, Pete. With your fate chips, you can use your powers as an architect to heal your favorite players, summon items that will make their adventure a lot easier, or a lot harder. You can even make players say or sing outrageously silly things. Think of those possibilities. But wait. There is more. You can also toss our unsuspecting heroes into random encounters that will leave them sweating, strategizing, and questioning their life choices. All it takes is a quick redeem command in the chat. You choose the item or action and the player you want to mess with, and we'll take it from there. So sit back, relax, and prepare yourselves for a mind-blowing spectacle of storytelling and mayhem. We've got adventure, we've got drama, and more surprises than a clown car at a kid's birthday party. So let's go!
Players, since before your sun burned hot in space and before your race was born, I have awaited some players.
Okay, hey everybody. Welcome to Architects of Fate, Star Trek Bajor Rising. Tonight's episode, loosely called Refugee's Legacy. The background is the USS Odyssey is assigned on a relief mission to Val'Shara Retreat, a refugee camp on Tal'Veen 5 Beta. For some of us, this is going to be the first time confronting the Bajoran situation firsthand, but for others, this is sadly familiar. The mission will be, the mission will need to only use shuttles, and you may find that there's nothing simple about providing help in space bordering the Cardassian demilitarized zone. So joining me tonight, I will ask you to introduce yourself as I call you out. Nathaniel, you're Lieutenant Bajor. Want to say anything? Say hi.
Hello, everyone. It should be interesting going back to Bajor or seeing the Bajorans. And who knows, I might run into somebody from the Academy. That seems to be a theme.
Yes, it will be. Well, that was how I was going to get Venomous Toucan in here. Tonight, MSU Supercam is not with us, but Lieutenant Ragathor is going to probably join us on the briefing. And next, we have Morpheus Gas or Jim.
Hi.
Hi, what you doing tonight? Who are you? What are you doing?
I am Jim, and I am sitting here real excited to play Lieutenant Lemuel Higby. Seeing some Bajoran stuff.
Yeah, he's managed to somehow have the Borg nanites just removed from the environment. We left you at the holodeck, and I think you've wrapped that up.
Took care of that.
It's all fixed now.
Awesome.
And finally, we have Mortis Glacius. So why don't you introduce yourself?
I'm Mortis Glacialis, and I'm playing
Glacialis.
Dr. Phineas Bogg tonight.
Okay. And what I want to do is you've been given the brief that you will be visiting the Val'Shara Retreat, and a bit of it is we can pick up in a in a sit around the conference room sort of mode. Let me see if I can grab you guys. There's that. There's this. There's this. I'm just gonna grab your characters, plop you into a conference room. It will be a bit fuller conference room than I think we were ready for. Why am I missing somebody? Wait, why am I missing? Who am I missing here?
Missing me.
There you go. Wasn't quite sure where you were at. And then I believe I have a first officer who will be one of the people, and then there'll be a scattering of a half dozen other people. And what is going to happen? Why don't I have her? Okay, well, Ella Thorne, there she is. Gotta go through my toy chest. Okay. But what's happening is you're in a conference room, actually more of a conference hall, because this will be a rather extensive rescue or relief effort. Because what has happened is I don't know if anyone wants to do any die rolls, if they need to know anything about this, or they just want the info dump themselves. Everybody okay with me just being up as Emma?
Yep.
Okay. Where did I put? See, here's the deal. When you have too many screens and you have notes, and the notes are on the wrong side of the screen, things happen. Okay. So, what has happened is this is the Bajoran refugee camp, Val'Shara, and Val'Shara Retreat. And the thing is that this is a camp that was extremely well established and then was chased off of its other location, its previous location, with because of the settlement that had been invoked. And so Cardassian and Maquis privateers had been fighting over the region. They got run off. They had a really solid colony, and then couldn't protect themselves in the demilitarized zone, so they've scooted to a new planet that's somewhat inhospitable, that nobody wants it, and it is a moon of Tal'Veen 5, so that's why it's beta. And it is a desert surrounding orbiting a gas giant. It has extremes in temperatures. Neither the Cardassians nor the Federation much wanted this rock. And these people have found an oasis with some help from Federation non-governmental organizations. They have been able to establish at least a basic colony. And then there are a number of people in the room. There's like about 10 or 15 other people in the room with you, who you recognize as, members of science teams and engineering teams and medical teams. And what we've got is a situation where the Federation is able to provide them some relief, but not much. And additionally, as some of you may know, this is the home colony for our own Lieutenant Reltok, and I will be visiting his family on the surface to let them know that he's okay, but he is now at a monastery and undergoing treatment. And are there any questions? And what she's gonna do is lay out the basic parameters of this, and there'll be 3 teams. And if I had background fill, that would be even better. Okay, there's 3 teams going down to the planet, and you'll be taking shuttles. The reason we're taking shuttles is because we don't want to risk any sort of escalation or confrontation. So we will be taking down some standard class shuttles as well as two Sphinx class cargo shuttles to carry large amounts of supplies. And what we will be doing is there'll be 3 teams, and there'll be Team A, Infrastructure and Shelter. Team B, Medical and Health Outreach. And then Team C, Cultural Liaison. Which is more of a political thing. Cultural Liaison and Integration. So those will be the 3 teams that we'll be taking down. There'll be a total of 6 shuttles, 2 of which are cargo. We'll go with 4 personnel shuttles then. And the thing is, these are unarmed or limited arms. So they basically have shields, but no shipborne offensive weaponry. So that's the way the shuttles work. They should all be able to carry. Each team has about 4 members, and you guys will get. And Ella, throws this open to questions. Like you've all had briefings. Wait, did we have a little tinkle thing go on? I had a little. I got an audio cue from somebody. Oh, first time chat. Don't look, doctor. How's it going? Don't look, doctor. I'm assuming that you're there.
I'm here.
Okay. Or is that one of your? Oh, that's you. Okay.
Don't look, doctor. Are they talking about me?
I don't know. No. There's in chat. Someone showed up as a first time chat.
Oh, okay.
And thank you, Atlas, for redeeming fate chip or giving fate chips to the team. Okay. So anyway, what I wanted to do was ask what you guys, do you have any questions for Ella in this general kind of briefing? Some things you may just assume from briefings. Others you can just ask out loud for exposition's sake. And Ella has been very approachable and positive and welcomes questions, so she's not going to slap you down. Bueller, anyone?
Well, what are we trying to do? What's the goals? Concrete 1, 2, 3.
Okay, concrete 1, 2, 3. What you're going to do is, let me see. Okay, so Team A. If you want to, should I splat these up here on the screen?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, because they're kind of big. Okay. So, Team A, Infrastructure and Shelter, assess and improve overall infrastructure of the Bajoran refugee colony. This team will focus on repairing and reinforcing shelters, ensuring safety and well-being of the residents. Hey, Birdart, thank you for subscribing for 22 months, by the way. You're on a 14-month streak, bro. So there you go. That's kind of cool. Let me see if I've got to bring something down a little lower here so the alert box shows up. All right. Congrats. So that's Team A. And you guys, mechanically, you can decide which team you want to go with. And I can give you the people who are assigned to those teams as well. Team B is medical and outreach. There we go. We got our emotes just cranking along. Team B is medical and outreach. And
I guess I'll do that
that
one.
could be an important one. And actually, you might wind up being a somewhat of a leader on that one. Well, there's the chief counselor. Do we have a counselor? Okay. A skilled medical officer and another medical officer. This is ridiculous. Okay. And then Team C is, basically coordinate medical aid, health outreach within the colony, work on setting up makeshift medical facilities. They probably already have medical facilities, but I guarantee they're never enough. And the essential medical service, assess the overall health of the population as well. So you're not confined to just sitting in a clinic if you don't want to be. And then finally, Team C is the cultural liaison. Oh dear. We don't have to worry about language. Okay, cultural liaison and integration is the next one, and that's to build trust and essentially just get them through. Right now, Starfleet has let this go to Starfleet has had NGOs working in this because the fear of putting Starfleet people this far into the non-aligned space would draw Maquis, or it would draw it would draw Cardassians. And neither military is on the side, but both sides have privateers, and I don't have to tell you how touchy that situation is. Yes, is Bajor just doing stuff or what? Okay.
Yeah, I'm just in the cargo bay, in the shuttle bay, just prepping shuttles.
Are you going to be attending the briefing at all, or not?
Afterwards.
Okay. So I wanted to check. Do you guys have any other questions about what you want to do, or?
Mine would just be what kind of staff we're going to bring down to open up the clinic.
You have 3 staff. And let me see if I can get those on a bit of a placard for you. I do not have tokens for them, so forgive me. Medical is greenish, so we'll go with greenish. And she is a assistant counselor. And I can't spell that right, but that's okay. Okay, so she is assistant counselor. Ensign Terra, let me see, let me get this right. Ensign Jartal. And Lieutenant Ray and Arnie. And then there'll be green shirt 1 and green shirt 2.
Gotcha.
And we can flesh them out as needed. And these can also be characters that can be hopped into if you're not engaged with a landing party. You can actually work as them. But Erica Quinn is, they're all solid officers dealing with trauma recovery. Erica Quinn is insightful and caring. So we're just going to go with that as her taglines. Sorry, I'm doing a bit of a crew dump on you. But hopefully it'll make sense. And the ensign is, of course, compassionate and eager. Now, you, Phineas, you know all of these people, so you can decide, actually, since they're kind of under your purview, or at least in somewhat in your space, you can decide, like, you know, if there's anything special about them or anything else. The CMO kind of assigned them to this mission with you, and I believe we'll just set you up as being in charge of this thing.
Okay.
Okay. And I can flesh out the green shirts in a bit, but for right now, I'll just do this. All right. So this is the medical team. Undo that and bounce that up a little. Boop, boop, boop. All right. There. I don't know if you can see this okay or not. Can you see this adequately, or is it kind of difficult?
Yeah, I can see it on the Twitch side.
Okay. Yeah, it's probably under my squinchy screen. It's probably not as great. And then those are your medical team, and they'll be coming down in. We can have the medical team all be in one shuttle, for what it's worth, if you want to do that. The next group, Jim, I didn't know where Higby wanted to probably go in with Group A, the infrastructure and shelter team.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yep. Let me see. Where is this? Okay, I've got me a text box. No, yeah. And it's filled with joy. And we're going to do it as a gold shirt because you guys are the yellow shirts. All right. And Team B. Let me see. You've got Lieutenant Sari Narna. And I'm annoyed with this color already. And they are ingenious and independent. So they're sassy, quite possibly. Yeah, sorry to give you guys a lore dump right off the bat on this, but I figured you guys can handle it. You're gonna get a staff to go through, which could be good or bad. Okay. And then we've got the next engineer. We got Ensign T'Prin. Who is, of course, logical and methodical, because that's what Vulcans are. And what I can do is share this screen with you guys later, so you don't have to worry about necessarily grabbing everybody. Now I tell you. There we go. These need to be a little harsher. And then finally, Lieutenant Jax Bryn. And he is vigilant and stoic. And we'll fill these in as we need to for clues. And this is the engineering team. This is Team A. All right. And I'm assuming, yeah, you'll be heading that up. There we go. Take that down. Do like that. Okay, and that leaves Team C, which is the liaison team.
If this helps, I already have a crew roster that I used Star Trek Generator for. So I have names and ranks and everything.
For what?
More or less. For the for whose phone's going off?
That's me.
For Team C.
Oh, what? You're a little quiet.
So for Team C, I do have a crew. I had 6 names, if that helps.
Actually, I have them all picked out already. So
Okay.
these are all generated. However, we could use medical green shirts for the fun of it. Let me see. That's gold. So yeah, this is the red shirt brigade, such as it is. Let me see. Highlight color? No. Fill color? Yes. And gradient. Will this work? Yeah, that's our fine gold shirt. And then Team C. And that's going to probably be led by the first officer unless someone else wants to take it. But she'd be tending to do that, or at least working with it. I got Silas Core. And he is, oh God, all right. And he is charming. And he is persuasive. And I don't know, he's got to be good for something. It's going to be interesting. And I didn't know who wanted to go on Team C, if anybody. Nope. All right. And then we've got Kira Voss. Who is tenacious, and she is organized. And then Ensign Lita Taria. And she is disciplined and loyal. Okay. So I wanted to just check in. So what do you guys... ENS... So the commander's taken down 2 ensigns with her. And an LT. Okay. So what did you guys want to do with this? You have about a couple of hours to meet and prepare, update things. I think you're working on the shuttle. Is there anything else you guys want to do before you go? It's going to be like a 6-hour trip there and a 6-hour trip back.
The pilots and I are going to be plotting courses and arranging like drop points for both primary, secondary, and emergency landing zones.
Okay.
Just in case.
Okay, good. The as you know, the moon is tidally locked, so it has a 24-hour day and a 24-hour night cycle. And if you time it right, you'll be arriving a few hours after dawn on the planet or on the moon. So you'll have a good 24 hours. They're only planning on being there for maybe 2 days. The shuttles will be adequately provisioned, more than adequately provisioned for everybody, if necessary.
Yeah. I mean, that's fine. Jet lag doesn't really bother me regardless. I stay on the shuttle anyway, so.
Okay. Yeah, and
unless I'm pulled out of the way.
Bajor has a weird 28-hour day that they're still accustomed to, so they're still having some situations with it. Let me see. What are you doing there? All right. So, did anyone else have any other things that they're prepping or interested in?
Yeah, I'd be taking my medical staff and just kind of getting things ready. We'd be collecting up our medical supplies that we're going to bring with us to run a comprehensive clinic.
Mm-hmm.
making sure we've got shelters for those clinics, making sure we've got satisfactory power, for the equipment that we're bringing, stuff like that.
Okay.
Make sure our drug cabinets are full.
Yep. And what Ella says, yeah, obviously we can't leave replicator technology, believe it or not, because of treaties. So what we'll be making sure they do is have adequate supplies. And the shelters that you bring can stay, if that makes sense. So you'll be establishing a clinic and upgrading their facilities.
Okay.
Is that making sense?
Yep.
Okay. And I'm turning the wrong way. Am I turning this way? Yeah, this is the better way.
There you go.
Yeah, I got to look at you guys both ways. I got everything all set up over here. Yep. So that's set. Let me see. Lemuel, what do you think you and the engineering group is gonna try and do?
Probably looking up any reports to see conditions on the ground, what these people need, what the local environment is like.
Okay.
Is the atmosphere caustic? Are going to do damage to materials?
Okay. What I need you to do is go with reason and engineering. And what this will do is give me an idea. The number of successes you have is basically the number of good things you can think of.
You want all of us, or
well,
just
for Lemuel, it's going to be his area of expertise. I should probably ask the same back for Phineas as well. For piloting, you've already said you were going to do those things, so what I'll do is have you make a roll on the plots and things as a prep. But yeah, Lemuel, let me know, and I think let me see what you guys had for. Let's see. You guys did not have. We're starting a new mission. Just letting you know, we're starting a new mission, so that means you got bupkis for momentum.
Yep.
The phrase bupkis is there. I get 2 threat per player at the table, so don't hold that against me because I just have a massive club. Yep.
You don't get to include our viewers, dude.
Oh, the viewers are helpful. Netherdeep is calling us to Bajor this time. Yeah, somebody didn't change something. Netherdeep is now Netherdeepest and Bajor. Let me see. Or actually, I don't know what what Architects of Fate is showing for that. What is our thing? Anyway, yep. So, Lemuel, Jim, why don't you tell me how many successes you managed?
I got 1 success and a 20.
Okay, that would be what we call a complication.
Yeah.
So here's the deal. Do you want to give me threat, or do you want to have a complication pop up right now?
I'll give you threat.
Damn it. All right, fine. It's good. Yeah, my next one was going to be funnier. All right, so you're good. You do at least come up with the basics. Of you got some shelter. You got basically shelter. There have been incidents of raids in this place. The possibility that there's Cardassians who are clearly totally not aligned with the Cardassian government, absolutely not in any way aligned with the Cardassian government, that could just pop out. So those are things that can happen. So if you wanted to include things that were non-lethal defense, like hey, what if we gave them perimeter sensors? Stuff like that. You are aware that there's some security concerns too. So that I think is part of your one point of, hey, I know that we're building shelters. The planet is mostly desert. So any way that they can turn sand or finding them, keep in mind also infrastructure can be locating other material that they could use natively that they might not have found. if that makes sense. Landmines, lots of landmines. I like the landmines idea. That was a suggestion from someone. But if you know, that's also a thing to include is possibly if you want to include like resource harvesting or mining equipment of some sort, if that makes sense. While you're there, you could probably conduct a survey because you're kind of lumped in with the science team to some degree.
Gotcha.
You know, anything that you could think of that would be a sciencey thing is also probably going to be in your wheelhouse. Medical also can double as science. So if they find something, you know, like native plants or other things that the colonists in their fucking running away to save their lives might have missed when they just found a place that wasn't going to kill them, will help. And then you got whatever the NGOs happen to bring. Let me see. What is Phineas? How did Phineas roll? By the way, he's got medical and reason.
Yeah, you want medical reason on that? Okay.
Please.
I'm going to go ahead and give you a threat for a bold medicine.
Bold
so I can get a
medicine.
reroll and extra dice.
Yeah, bold medicine.
Yeah. See, that's 16.
Okay.
I got 2 successes, and I'm going to re-roll one here.
Was it for better success kind of a thing?
Yep. So I got 3 successes.
All right. Oh, you got a critical on your...
No, I the bold medicine gives me an extra dice also.
Oh,
I give you a threat.
Dude, I
advise an extra
apologize.
dice.
I completely forgot about that. So what you can
That's all
do
right.
is you can you can take that 3 and bank it for the team, or maybe use it. I kind of accidentally spent gems on the idea of mining survey stuff. So sorry about that. I kind of took your agency and just went whoop, there it goes. Just throw it away.
Well, I'd like to take at least one of those and set up an advantage that we are prepped for possible surprises. Basically we're over prepped. So if you've got some sort of surprise for us, we'll be ready for it, and we won't have increased difficulty because of that.
You want to give me anything specific, or because you can spend that,
just strictly to medical. Because you could strictly to the medical side is all I'm asking. So
what you could do is, I get what you mean. You don't have to create the advantage until you need it. So I wouldn't worry about it right now. You could draw it out of the general pool later.
Well, that's assuming we'll have it later.
Oh,
I guess.
that's true. What sort of generic thing would you like? I'm going to be a little bit jerky about this and not give you just a blanket +1.
I wouldn't expect you to be a complete pushover.
Okay, I'm going to be a partial one because I got crippling need to be loved, but I have yet to buy a social media platform to do it. But no, so what's the so what kind of thing medically, and you could like kick it around with the other players or the other items.
What do you think? What would be a good maybe we've got a certain drug that we might need that we wouldn't normally bring, or what would be a good medical advantage for a clinic?
Maybe one of the shuttles has like an emergency biobed, like something like an emergency stasis chamber that could take a critical patient, back to the ship for better treatment or something. Or maybe kind of like some sort of relay, like take him back up to the ship.
Okay, that's a possibility. That might be a little too. That might be too techy, but I'm not gonna. I don't want to harsh your mellow there. I don't want to stomp on your stuff.
I like where it's going.
Maybe turn one of the second shuttles into like a operating bay where you could do like almost major surgeries, per se.
That might be a good one. Could I add to your? Could I yes and that and say you pick up like a surgical bay, which wouldn't be necessarily something that a clinic would have. so you could treat something immediate. But also, I would add, you're going to load up on diagnostic equipment for deeper surveys. What?
Let's and the way I did that is basically I managed to get through some red tape. They didn't want to give us that equipment, but this advantage that we're spending, that they're like, I had a great argument for us to be able to bring this equipment down. They wouldn't normally let us bring that down, but we beat down through some red tape to get that done.
Yep. Yeah, it's sort of like you and the CMO had a discussion, and he finally said, I don't know where that equipment went. It seemed to just not show up in the stores. Record keeping is shit on this ship.
But somehow he approved the modification of a shuttle to include this, and this.
Well, you're going to have to talk with Ella about that. Or where's my Odyssey crew? Who is in charge of Ella's ultimately in charge. If I got my security officer, Cara Voss, the Andorian. So she's gonna have some. She's a possible person to talk to. So you got the chief security officer might be able to do something, unless you want to try and just not blackmail. What's it called? Unless you just want to go completely off books. I'm going to assume that Phineas, you may have talked with the CMO about this stuff, and when you were chopping through red tape, you didn't go through the. You were bold about it and said, "I'm going to lay it on the line here." Yep.
Well, I think I'm. Given my background as being from backwater planets and having to scrimp and strain to get stuff, I had a well put argument that hey, this stuff could come in handy, and I would have argued actually that we would leave some of the equipment there that wouldn't violate the tech, a tech level for them.
I'm also going to add a thing, a characteristic to the equipment that you bring. It will be versatile and more so than normal, so that it can be repurposed. Like, it's a scalpel, but it's also going to be useful for, other things. So that it won't be just anything you can just, sorry, my little dog here. He's okay. I just scared him. But yeah, it'll be versatile in that, if it's like, oh, we've got this, we have problems with bones or something like that. We've got a specific kind of surgery. This stuff will be more useful than normal. And also, when you talked about scrounging, it's stuff you can MacGyver with more.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, I like that.
That's the kind of equipment. That way you can say, I know this is a scanner, but also it's, if you reconfigure it this way, it'll also check a couple other things for you.
If you load some other software and it can do this for you too.
Yeah, I like the idea that you give them extra bang for their buck. Yeah.
And will that cost one or two of the three?
I'd say that's basically your two. It's a set condition thing.
So I'll be able to bank one of the momentum for the rest of the team then?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
And let me see. And then Bajor, you were gonna do some things with Mr. Shuttle.
Yeah, I'm just like general maintenance, and when we receive the let me be clear. Are we modifying one of the medical shuttles to be a type of surgical bay, or was it something else?
Let's have one of the medical shuttles. I'm going to go with, if it's a medical shuttle, which we just decided, which I like. If it is going to be a medical shuttle, it'll just show up as a very logical thing to have happen. If that makes sense.
Don't tempt me on that one. I would happily do that.
Who put a Trans Am? Did somebody put a Trans Am logo? Was that what I saw?
I said, put a Trans Am Eagle on the front of the shuttle.
You know, the Romulans have a copyright on that, so you're going to have some talks. I love the idea. It's like, holy shit, the Romulans showed up. What?
In the TOA,
Copyright violation.
Yeah. No, I love the bird of prey, but I hate to say it, but only the Romulans really just rocked that to the nth degree. They did the paint job.
Yeah.
But
I mean, the Klingons, they actually make it look like a bird of prey. So
I
yeah,
know.
I mean,
I'm of a certain mind about that, but I'll roll with. I have to roll with it because otherwise I'm a whiny baby. They only did it for one of their ships, which was ironic. I think that was the Klingon bird of prey. I'm gonna canonically say that was pretty much a ripped off Romulan design. When they flipped the D7s over to the when they got the D7s to the Romulans said, here's a little ship that'll last for over 150 years. He'll still be using them.
So to answer your question, the pilots and I are basically going over coordinates for the drops, the landings, and everything, and then once we get the official thing for one of the medical shuttles, that we'll spend like a couple hours working on, like ripping stuff out, putting stuff in, getting that shuttle prep. Like we want to put, if I have to roll for this, I do accept that, but want to put in like a secondary power generator in there just in case. Say the shuttle's power goes out for the medical bay.
Okay, redundant power supply to the medical shuttle.
For the medical, for the medical only.
Okay. Let me see what I'm doing here. Where's my thingy here? Why am I not getting colors? I don't see color. That's pretty bad. There we go. It's black. Okay. I'm putting that under Flyboys. Do you want to paste in your two other or three other pilots or four other pilots actually? Because they can then be dispersed with the rest of the teams.
And just for the heck of it, we'll get one of the ensigns to put on the Trans Am Eagle on one of the one of the shuttle's underside. Just for the heck of it.
I think
for flavor.
Yeah.
For flavor.
Well, there are two of these Sphinx class cargo shuttles which do look like they've got two giant paws and kind of a bulbous head. And they have a rather large cargo pod, or a couple of them. You can think of it as like, this is from the old FASA game. These are standard cargo units, which are essentially those cargo containers that we use every day. So you're going to be rocking up with like two or three of them per Sphinx. And they'll be heavily packed. So it's like 3 cargo per shuttle. And that's per the Sphinx shuttle. So you have 6 cargo units altogether. And then the other 4 are personnel shuttles, which will also be packed to the gills with stuff. Gotcha. All right. Let's see if I can find my escapees. Put a Trans Am Eagle. I love the Trans Am Eagle, honestly. Do you want to put that on the one with the medical bay?
I think we just lost
everybody.
The other 2 from the stream.
Oh, no,
even when we lost you.
I know.
You're not showing either.
No, I know why. Because I did this. I cut over to to chat because chat is jerky. What I'm gonna do is so hold on while I throw people in and out of reality here. Move, and where is chat? There's chat. Chat, you're gonna go over here. Okay, it didn't like that at all. Okay, I'm just gonna grab the other 2. Andorian, copy, and back to the call. It's funny because when I'm running I didn't know these things. Okay, the male Trill. I'm going to have him be unjoined because I really don't need a 1,000-year-old slug just telling us what to do. If you want to spend any points, have him be joined in a jerk. I like the idea that they're all ensigns. It's like, okay, we press the landing button. Okay, and Jake is going to do the paint job. Okay, cool. Now I can, let me see, where's that? Where's that? Okay. Lieutenant Junior Grade, Jake Graham for the Trans Am paint job. Okay, so silly question. Which shuttle are you going to be flying and who's going to be kind of where?
I'll be in the medical shuttle.
Okay, yep.
I really haven't been assigned to a shuttle per se. I haven't been assigned to a team yet.
Yeah.
So I am just
Well, you get
one of the players.
part of it is you get to assign yourself as a bit of player agency.
I'll take team. I'll take team A because I'm totally not a good candidate for diplomatic. And as for medical, no.
Okay. Will you be?
I think I learned my lesson from being on Bajor before.
Yeah.
Don't mess with that.
Yeah, I think we did have a few things bleed out while you were working on them.
No, blow up, commit suicide.
Yeah, they unalived a lot.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do is, so you're going to pilot just one of the regular personnel shuttles?
Yeah, I'll take Team A.
Okay, and I'm going to go there with Team A. The ensign is probably going to fly. I'm going to put Jake Graham in the medical shuttle. The one where we have to do all of our stuff, right? Okay, and Jake Graham. And he is in medical. All right, who else wants to be in what shuttle?
Doesn't matter to me.
Okay. Well, Phineas, you're in the medical shuttle as well, right?
The medical shuttle.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's the one with all the stuff.
And it's Dr. Bog.
Oh, it is Dr. Bog. Yes.
Went to a lot of school to get that doctor in front of there. Please use it.
Oh man, this is gonna be good. There's the medical shuttle. There's the cargo. Cargo 1, Cargo 2, Cargo to space. And there's.
I went to a chiropractor one time that got pissed off because I didn't say doctor in front of his name.
Ouch. Yeah, I can see they get a little testy about that. I'm gonna assign 0 to Cargo 1. And Merit to Cargo 2. And we can spread your engineers out wherever they need to be. Because we also have 2 more shuttles. So we got 1. Yeah, we got 3 more shuttles. So it's shuttle.
You
2,
need more
3,
crew members. I can give you more names.
They can fly, but I don't know if we want to have them do that. Well, we can have, fly FB, FBA, FBB, and FBC. Those are our flyboys. Okay. And these will be just standard old personnel shuttles. Okay. All right. So you guys are prepping. What will happen is I'm going to Oh gosh, I gotta build out a nice little thing for you guys. Yep, give me a sec. Where is my goofy thing? Yes, what is happening? We're all in town buying supplies. We've decided we're doing supply buying. Right? This is how Star Trek works. Okay, do not link. Do not want. Okay, let's see. I'm making boxes. Here.
Anybody else having a tough time with sinuses with all the stuff blooming?
Oh, is that what's happening?
Yeah, I'm getting pollen alerts every day, and
that's not good.
My eyes are all itchy, and
oh, that's not good.
It should be illegal for a face to produce so much snot.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Yeah. All right, so this is going to be medical. And then it's SHA. Come on, SHB. Had I thought about these? SH, 3. I don't want to have a shuttle named Shab. All right, shuttle 1. All right, so there's shuttle 1, 2, and 3, and then there's this the medical, and then there's the Sphinx cargo shuttles. And these are gonna just be like smaller crew. They'll just be in the deal. I really need a pencil and paper to do this because this is tedious. So I've got our cargo, I've got our shuttles, I got our shuttles prepped. Was there anything you were going to do to kind of torque any of them up or not?
Don't they have like shields and stuff standard?
They do have standard shields, which will deflect kind of a phaser blast kind of thing, or a ship weapon. It'll take a few hits from a ship-sized weapon. And that will hopefully do it.
I'll juice a little bit on the thrusters just to, if we need to make a quick evasive maneuver to get out of the way. But I don't think I have the time to modify the shield or emitters to absorb any ground weapon fire.
Okay. Well, these would have the ability to like at least absorb a few hits from another kind of shuttle or runabout sized weapon.
Yeah.
Is that what we're? Yeah, because they should be able to handle that on their own.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like I said, I'm talking about like it's on the ground just in case someone decides to start taking pot shots at the shuttles to try and board it. I mean, yes, I'd like tools to like absorb the energy fire, but I don't think that's possible.
Oh, I think that I think you can establish. I think you can use your shields on the planet if you want to. Do you want to like have armor, essentially more of an armored thing where they don't need energized shields? You know, like putting armor over the more vulnerable locations just in case, kind of thing.
But if I do that, I would have to trade off on the maneuverability because it's the weight distribution.
No, I think that's why you make good rolls. That's how that works. Is that your good roll would be like, hey, I want to have my cake, and I also want to eat it. So one of those things you can do is say, yeah, I found, and also you don't have to armor the whole shuttle. You just have to armor the parts that you know are vulnerable to attack. Like, scorch marks in the hull. But I'm going to protect the nacelles and things like that, if that makes sense.
Okay, then I'd like to put plus armor on the medical ship that's going to be that has the biobed medical facility, and I also want to put armor on the shuttle that has the first officer on it. Those would be my top two first priorities. And if there's time left, maybe
Okay.
see if I can do anything else.
Do you want to put her on the? Do you want to put the first officer on shuttle 1 with you, or do you want her on her own shuttle?
First officer makes their own choice. I just fly the ship and follow my orders.
I think that she's going to do what all first officers do. She's going to fly the shuttle herself, because that's
then
what
she's
Yeah.
she's part of Team C, so that's not even my area. So
Yep. We'll let her do her thing.
yeah,
Okay. Sorry about the.
I have to roll.
Sorry about the dragging, guys. We're just getting everybody done here. And then let me see. Lemuel, are you where are you hanging? Are you hanging in shuttle 3, or are you going to hang out with other people? Oops, we lost.
Looks like he stepped away, maybe.
Jim. Quite possibly. He may have collapsed. He may have had a quantum collapse.
Here.
I can see roughly you. It looks like you're here.
It's worse than that. Jim is dead.
Yeah, you're not dead yet, Jim.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Hold on.
It's a little bit broken up. Now, I will say that each of the shuttles has an emergency transporter. If that helps at all. I mean, these are like emergency, like 2-person, get a couple of people out at a time, kind of things. Like these are the Type 6s or something. So I'm still having trouble finding Jim. Okay, I'm gonna keep moving ahead. Hopefully he can like drop off and then rejoin. I think. Is anybody able to get to him in the chat? Or no? Maverick, Rooster, and Hangman. Oh, God. Hey, Jim. I don't know what's happening. You could drop out and try and rejoin. Oh, Jim, your name is Jim. Yeah, you may have to just drop out and rejoin. Guys, keep an eye on him. I don't think there's a gating into this.
But yeah, as soon as all that shuttle prep is done, I have all pilots at least take 6 hours of sleep.
Okay.
Just so they're not tired. But sleep, meal, shower, because it's going to be a while.
I like the idea. Yeah, we're not going to. I like the idea that you're going to have the first thing that Lemuel is going to have to do is establish a potty. Like start digging ditches. No. Dig them over there.
I mean, you did say that this planet was a desert-like place, so it's going to be hot. So a lot of people are going to be sweating through their uniforms. So
it's a dry heat.
Enjoy the shower now.
It's a dry heat. Yeah, are they going to get water showers?
No. You'll be lucky to get a sonic shower.
See, Jake, Ella. Did I run out of shuttles by any chance? I may actually have extra pilot.
Meh.
Oh, that's right. Well, you were shuttle 1. Cargo 1, cargo 2.
You're just missing 1.
Okay.
Because the first officer's taking 1. I'm taking 2. I gave you 3 names for 4, 5. 3, 4, and 5.
Yeah, that's.
You just need someone for 6.
Oh, I think I've got them all. I assigned them all. There
Okay.
were 4 shuttles. There are 4 shuttles, and there are
4 shuttles and 2 cruisers.
2
I thought you said there were 6.
6 altogether. Sorry,
Yeah.
that's why. Okay. Hey, Jim, I hear you. I hear an audio. Unmute your camera. My guess is it looks like you may have muted your camera, like that. No, we don't see you at all. But that's okay. We don't necessarily need to see you. Your audio is fantastic, by the way. Okay. Yeah, so the cargo, the group is sitting there. The ship is making way toward, making its way toward the kind of the leaping off point. And the ship's at, it's not a tactical alert, but it's like an unofficial yellow alert, which you guys all know. It's like, we're going to keep an eye on things. And while, as you guys get ready, you know, you've had several briefings and there's lots of meetings about things. At this point, oh, there you are, Jim. Hey, back.
Hey.
At this point, your final briefing where all of you are together before it's like, you know, hey, everybody mount up the shuttles. Ella is going to pull you all into another conference room. Or actually, let's do a hallway. Let's see if I can get a hallway going. This is one of them hallway conversations. Let me see. Where is this? Forgive me while I locate a hallway. Yeah, hallways are always the best place for conversations in my universe. Hallways on a Galaxy class starship are very spacious. But she does, you know, catch all of you and say, hey, you know, as you leave, there's like just one thing. Alara looks at all of you and says, you know, this is, you know, one of the things, you know, you guys, I know you're not necessarily always have not always been parts of the crew, and you know, you all have a bit of an unofficial mandate for improvisation and investigation, while the rest of us are working. We need to find out where that book came from. And what she's going to do is kind of fill you in on. I don't know if Phineas and Lemuel got more information about the Pa Wraith. The Pa Wraith how-to manual showed up, and she said we need to find out where Lieutenant Reltuck got this. And as far as we can tell, it was sent from this colony, but we don't know who sent it. You know, his records are under seal. He was a little quiet about it. Let me see if I can locate that. So one of the things I want you guys to do is to keep an eye out for where this book may have come from. Did the refugees bring it with them, or was it something they found here? As always, you know, there's the official mission, and then there's the what else we gonna do? But also, officially, you're here to help the refugees.
So what? I'm sorry. What is this book exactly?
Oh, she's gonna lay this out. Do you want me to turn this over to Bajor or not? No? Okay. Well, as you may or may not know, Lieutenant Reltok, who you were working with in the shuttle bay, or in the medical center a week ago, had managed to somehow get possession of an ancient Bajoran artifact, which was a book. And that book seemed to contain some sort of an energy-based life form, which took possession of him and caused him to attempt to take over the ship. You may notice the lights flickered a couple of times while you were eating soup in the galley. It's just a thing that happens. Because Lemuel, I think this is before you came on board.
Probably. Sounds like it. Doesn't sound familiar.
Yeah. So he, thanks to some quick thinking and efforts by Lieutenant Bajor and also one of three who was left and a couple of other officers, we were able to contain the creature, and it was dispersed. But what we need to find out is what do these energy creatures have to do with Bajor, and they seem to be absolutely hating living creatures, which is, there's nothing in the cultural database that we have about this, and any information about non-corporeal life forms, which are which hate all sentient life, be worth finding out about, especially since we know this is definitely not something that's a legend like the prophets. I mean, she kind of shrugs about the prophets because but this doesn't sound like a prophet thing. But this might be the basis for the Bajoran belief in the prophets. And that's what we have. But if we can locate the book, and Lieutenant Ralgathor is so excited that there's a reason for a cultural liaison to go, and I think he'll be hanging out with Team C or with the whatever team. Yep. What is it? What is it, Bajor?
Can I go back into my memory? Can I do a mock history thing where did the when we
Yep.
Okay, when we went to Ensign Reltar's quarters, was he wearing a different earring than he had before, than what I've noticed before on normal Bajorans?
I think he had a regular
Silver?
old earring. Actually, no, you notice he was wearing it in a different ear. He had it in his, I believe he had it in his left ear. Now I've got to do my...
Yeah, but without going into meta Trekkie stuff, was it silver or was it red?
I think it was silver.
Okay.
But that would be something to keep an eye out for. Is it differences in the earrings? Well, you did notice he was not wearing it where it was supposed to be, and you know enough about Bajoran culture to know, it goes on this side, because you have like a basic familiarity with Bajoran culture from your liaison experience.
Yeah, and I don't think, and I think my first original mission is still classified, and what my experience in the ensign's room has not been made fully public yet.
Ella is going to say, Reltok, since these people will be working closely with you, and I think all of you need to have some familiarity with it. I think that for the purpose of this mission, you can speak somewhat freely. You can speak about what you know. And as far as I know, as far as I know, nobody's ever been to Bajor. And she just walks away. She's like, I don't know.
I pull out 2 isolinear rods, and I'm like, "This one's for you. This one's for you. It has what we know, what I know, what's happened, and what's transpired so far." And I give them to
Oh dear.
both the medical and the other 2
To Phineas and Lemuel.
Yeah, this is reading for the trip. If you wish to know more, if you want to know more, it's basically a lore dump from our last couple episodes on profits, on power rates, and everything else from my point of view.
Okay, good.
But it's detailed enough that you have a general idea.
Okay. Does that sound okay, guys? That means you can. Do you want a bit of a lore dump now or not?
Yeah, I need some lore.
Okay. So what had happened was, do you go through the whole mission of disaster or just? Well, the Lieutenant Bajor was part of a team that was sent to investigate the possibility of war crimes by Cardassians on Bajor, of crimes against sentience. Many things happened, some bad things happened, but they did gather evidence that there are some biological weapons being developed on Bajor and tested on Bajorans, and that was nasty. They did actually encounter an artifact that the Bajoran Cultural Index calls an orb. And the landing party each had kind of a personal experience about harmony. And they were able to rescue a Starfleet intelligence officer who may have actually provided the lowdown on where this manual came from. And then when they returned to the ship, from when they completed their mission, they returned to the Odyssey, and now once they returned to the Odyssey, Lieutenant Reltok had been, as a Bajoran, very frustrated with the lack of progress and capacity and effort seemingly being made by Starfleet, and seemed to take matters into his own hands, and somehow got hold of a book that released an energy-based creature that took him over. And that creature also was able to somehow split itself out into and possess another member of the landing party, or another member of the party, one of 3, the Borg you were working on. And through some Star Trek stuff, which is basically getting to the main the entity seemed to want to take possession of the ship and also aim the main deflector array with a certain resonance pulse at kind of an empty area of space in the Bajor system. But one of 3 managed to figure out that the creature didn't survive well with decided that resonance pulse seemed like a weapon, and then inverted it in so it swept the ship and destroyed the creature. But it aimed it somewhere in Bajoran space, and it's like there's nothing there. It was weird. We don't know why it was trying to shoot at that spot, but that's what it was trying to do.
Yeah, so I kind of guess my little mental walkthrough battle didn't really happen.
Well,
so
you can.
that's
No, you
fine.
actually had a mental walkthrough battle, and you actually won it. I didn't know if you included that in there when you went in, did a mind meld, grabbed the soul of, grabbed the paw of Reltok back, and tried to fuse him back up, and that's where why he was in medbay with psychic shock, which is where Phineas encountered him.
Yeah, I did include that, and plus the fact that I sealed up the entity, what part that was left inside the kid, into a Kishara and just trapped it inside me.
Oh, okay. You could. All right. Yeah. I might have to agree to disagree on that. He got kind of wiped. Sorry, he got kind of wiped. You may have sealed him up, but it didn't save him from. It didn't save him from the inverse tachyon pulse. That just took care of him. And you now have a nice empty Kishara in your mind palace. If that works.
That's fine then. But yeah, any information that the creature had given me, like his anger, his frustration, whatever he said, would have been in that report.
Yeah, it was basically a hatred for life and a need to dominate and purge the galaxy with fire. Stuff that you read about in the academy, kind of stuff. But yeah, it's a bit shocking as you read through your little data rods on the way on the trip. So who wants to hit the shuttles?
Let's get going.
Let's get going. Sorry about that. So you guys are gonna head on out. The shuttles launch out of the 5 or 10 different shuttle bays, to be honest, on the Odyssey. Do I actually have a freaking space area? Yes, I do. All right, I'm just gonna do this as a space thing. Yep. And what I'm gonna do is, as you are heading toward the place, you do pick up a distress call from a Class J freighter, which is the SS, and so that's an Earth ship. The SS Talisman. And they seem to be, they're not far away. However, it is also in an area where the Odyssey can't go. You're about 3 hours in. The Odyssey is as far as it can go into this space without violating treaties. And the SS Talisman's indicating that it is under attack by 3 Cardassian, they look like heavily armed shuttles. And they're taking damage. And the captain, let's see if I got the I don't have a captain yet for that, because that was a thing I rolled for. Yes. This is Captain Relmi Kalor to any ships in the area. And then you guys have, at this point, what the first officer acknowledges this, relays the information back, and asks you guys for options. Because this is also a ship that's an NGO. It's registered as an NGO supply ship.
I make the suggestion that the medical transports continue on with one of the shuttles that are there for diplomatics, while 3 of us go and provide backup.
Okay, what do you guys think? Medical, you're gonna be sent off to the planet, right? With Jake. Phineas? Brator, you are going to be with Ella and Maverick, I take it? 3 unarmed shuttles. And I did not know where Lemuel was.
Wherever is best for you.
Let's put you in with either let's put you in with Maverick, because I think that would be hilarious.
There we go.
Because, okay, so you guys are headed toward this and attempting to make challenge. I'm assuming you're trying to make challenge. or anything? Like trying to hail the Cardassians, tell them to piss off, that kind of thing?
Yeah. I mean, the shuttles aren't completely unarmed. We do have phasers. We don't have photon torpedoes. We don't have anything heavy hitting. We just have standard phasers.
Well, you have the equivalent of a phaser rifle for ground defense.
Okay.
Because that's part of entering the neutral zone, is there are no weapons. Or there aren't supposed to be, except these Cardassians seem to have them. But Ella is going to try and make challenge and say, people, I need some options. We've got some unarmed shuttles, but we also have people in need. Jake, I don't know why you're being muted. Are you being muted?
I think
I've unmuted myself twice now.
Go.
Huh.
And it keeps saying that Jim is muted.
I'm trying to move your thing and it keeps muting you.
I like the idea that you just...
I'm like, I'm not saying anything.
I like the idea that they just really don't like you or something.
Just, nope.
Is that like
trying
just
to undo it?
Trying to pick up... Are you just trying to pick up a window or something?
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, because they seem to like put buttons everywhere. What I want to do is kind of stop the action here for, time purposes, but also you guys are going to, Ella wants some ideas about what to do. Also, for the medical shuttle, just be aware, I don't know if this is the only Cardassian, if it's not just 3 Cardassian ships. So those are things to be aware of. Fantastic. Now, I will give you, because we didn't quite get how the whole unarmed shuttle thing works. You do have Federation shuttles. They do have a variant of it. They do have a basic tractor beam, because that's not treaty bound. They do have emergency transporters, which can be enough to get whatever the entire complement of the shuttle is, which is say 8 people off 2 at a time. So you essentially have a transporter that has 8 uses. All right. The shuttles have decent shields and very decent maneuverability. You have up armored them at least to improve their survivability in the event of a little bit of a dust up. So I put that in there too. All right. So those give you some ideas, and if you want to discuss in chat all the conniving and odd things you can do, with that, or here's the deal: you can also spend momentum to do create advantage. If you say, hey, what if there's an asteroid field nearby? Things like that. Because as far as I know, you have not yet gotten to the terrain point where the SS Talisman is. So you can create advantages in terrain. So if you want to describe the attack, that's going to be you guys' decisions. All right? Does that make sense?
That does, yep.
That way you guys can set the scene, because right now you're set with no weapons. So it's going to be a lot of creativity and maybe some dumb luck that you can engineer yourselves.
I like that.
All right.
Do we have any personal weapons
everybody's going to have a phaser. Yeah, and phasers, you can do lots with phasers. I'm going to say there's a lot you guys can pull off with a phaser, if necessary. And the shuttle, I think, carries a phaser for everybody, so you don't have to worry about necessarily running out of them. I mean, don't tape 100 of them together and beam. You're not going to have 100 phasers to beam over, but there may be contents of the shuttle, because remember, supplies are also packed into the shuttle. So you can say, what a crazy random happenstance. There's this, kind of things in the shuttle too. Shuttle contents are useful.
I like that.
Yeah, there would be some standard
Yeah, there's some
standard
standard
stuff.
stuff, and then you can decide things that we happen to have as part of the refugee package. Because the big cargo ones are carrying lots of stuff, but you're not wasting a cubic foot of space. But what I want to do, sorry.
Yeah, we got the Denali
Yeah,
package,
you got the Denali
baby.
package. So what I want to do is say, hey guys, thank you so much for playing tonight. Tonight was a bit of a setup, so I really appreciate your patience on this. We will be back probably at full strength the next time. But what we do have is on Architects of Fate, we have a number of other games, though it doesn't show it based on what you're seeing here, which is kind of sad. We have Tuesday night, the 19th. We have Conan, and it is what's it called? How It Could Have Ended. After finding the mark of Salopetha in a nursemaid's belongings, the party are determined to get to the bottom of the disappearances and murders that have occurred in Nimladel. But will the party be bringing a murderer to justice or to mete out their own justice? Wednesday night, we do not have a game. That's normally a D&D game, but they're prepping for next month. Thursday, we have another zany episode of Bad Horse's Evil League of Evil, with who knows what's going to happen. Friday, we have Cookie Trek, A Directive Averted. The next thrilling episode of Cookie Trek, Simon and Rufus returned with a chat to create an entirely new Star Trek adventure. This week's fresh, never frozen installment is called Directive Diverted. It promises intrigue and excitement. Amidst a tumultuous Klingon romance, the heroes must grapple with ethical dilemmas of breaking the Prime Directive. And will their fancy piloting skills be enough to save the day? Oh, maybe they've read our sheets. How will these events tie into the ongoing saga of the Mayberry Wars in Season 3? Prepare to embark on a journey with a 1990s cybercat and a 1950s robot as they navigate the twists and turns of the Starbit universe. Sunday, we are off. And Monday, the 25th, Star Trek Back in Business, the 229th rule, Latinum lasts longer than lust. And I will let you guys figure out what that means. But I do want to say thank you, everybody. I don't have a raid set up. I'm gonna end that anyway. So I'll take care. I know Nathaniel had to leave us early, and so we wish him well, and hopefully the rest of the cast will also have a good night. We're gonna stop streaming.